Hi everybody, welcome to the stream. If you guys can hear me all right, put a 1 in the chat. Just fix this real quick. Oh, we've got so many people in here. I don't think I could shout everybody out in the beginning, but thank you all so much for tuning in, mods, everybody. Oh my goodness, so many people early. Thank you guys so much. The support has just been like overwhelming. It's so awesome. And yesterday, awesome. All right, so you guys can hear me okay? Let me just make sure this is all right. So, thank you guys for putting a 1 in the chat. Yes, thank you guys so much again. Yeah, yesterday, what a bittersweet day. Sadly, they found Naomi's body, and we've got a little more details on where they found the body, so we'll kind of go over that. And yesterday's live stream, unfortunately, I had to break the news, and I was so bummed. I was really, hoping for a better outcome for the family. And it was just a bummer because yesterday, only 100 people were able to get into the stream with Troy Driver's hearing, and I just happened to sign in real early, so I was one of the few people that actually got to see the actual hearing live. So that was kind of neat to experience that. And so I had big YouTubers coming in my chat, and like Joseph Morris, so shout out to him. He sent me some love from his channel, so shout out to his channel, Joseph Morris. And then of course Gisla from the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies were in the house. Shout out to you guys and Gisla. And after I did my first show, I actually got to go on her show, which was so cool. Gisla is just like I said, she's just such a great role model for YouTube, and just a content creator that I look up to, and it was just an honor to be on her show. So I just want to say shout out to Gisla. If you don't know who she is, go check out her channel. Amazing channel. Same with Joseph Morris. He had a little hiccup, I think, with the Gabitito thing, but he's really turned it around. I've always kind of kept my eye on him, and so shout out to both of them. So yeah, I know some people feel kind of different on Joseph, but I've, like I said, I've always kind of watched him, and I think after some controversy, I think he really kind of turned a new leaf. So that's my opinion. So, but thank you guys so much. All the love's amazing. So today, like I said, we'll go over we'll start off with Naomi. We'll go over kind of like where she, apparently where her body was found. We'll go over the details on that. They kind of released a statement. And then I've got, so today is at the end of the month. As you guys know, all the donations that I got this month, I take 35%, and that's going to go to the Ukraine refugees. I've got a cat trying to break down my door. Hold on a second. Hey, little kitty. These cats are really smart. They can just jump up on the little knob and turn it and open up the door. Cats are so smart. So anyway, they're trying to get in. They want to get on the show. Maybe we'll show them at the end. So I've got, so I was looking up, because, there's a bunch of different charities for the refugees. So I was looking up some really good ones. There's one that's backed up by Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. They're even kind of matching up to $1 million. So I'm going to do that one. It's called USA for UNHCR. It's the UN Refugee Agency. So, yep. Yeah, it is tough. Yeah, because, that's right, Clee's mom. Yeah, so of course YouTube takes their 30%, which the way they word it is interesting, because they say they take around 30%. So it makes me wonder if they kind of take a little more, just a little skim. But what can you do? So So let's start out with the news, and then about halfway in. Oh, and then also, like I said, after we do the donations, then we'll get into the second half of the show, which is, of course, the Delphi Murders. Apparently, there's been a Court TV put out a little show. It's about 20 minutes. It's very interesting. They kind of did some interviews, so we'll watch that and just kind of see what's been going on. A lot of it's talking about the the whole Kegan Klein thing. So anywho, so thank you guys so much. Let's tune in. Let's start with the statement here. So okay, so this was put out today at 3:25. So the Washoe County Sheriff Darren Balam and the men and women of the County Sheriff's Office extend their deepest condolences to the family of Naomi Irion, who was discovered deceased according to the Lyon County Sheriff's Office release of information on March 30th. To allay community members' concerns, homicide detectives do not have evidence that... so this... Actually, I should have read the other one first, but that's okay. So this actually statement, because a lot of people are kind of connecting the Anna Scott to the Naomi case. So this is actually a statement regarding that. So I'll just read it since I already started. But this is, they wanted to address this because a lot of people are connecting the Anna Scott with the Naomi. So this is what the statement for that is. So they say that they do not have evidence that connects Anna Scott and Naomi Irion to one another, nor Anna Scott to the current suspect in the Irion case. At this time, there is no indication that the two cases are connected. County Sheriff's Office wished to speak with anyone who has information regarding Scott's murder. Scott was found deceased in a burned vehicle southbound of I-580 on February 3rd. And then they just say, if anybody has any information, here is the number to call. And there's a reward going on right now for $2,500. So there is that. So let's see here. Is that the statement here? Let me click on this one here. I think this is it. Okay, so here is what they put. Okay, yep, here's the release statement. So, perfect. Okay, so Churchill County. So, this is from News 4 and Fox 11. Investigators have officially ruled the death of the 18-year-old Naomi Irion a homicide. The Churchill County Sheriff's Office said in a release Thursday, Irion's cause of death is known but cannot be released at this time due to the circumstances which would compromise the investigation. Her body was found 17 days after she was reported missing in a gravesite off Cole Canyon Road in Churchill County, which is right near the Lovelock Prison. And we'll pull up the map and I'll kind of show you where that stuff is, where that location is. And so they got a little pin right here. So both the Churchill and Lyon County Sheriff's Office continues to work closely on the case and will relay information as it becomes available. Troy Driver, 41, a felon, is being held at the Lyon County Jail in Urington on one count of kidnapping. As of Thursday afternoon, Driver had not been charged in Irion's death. According to a bailiff at the Fernley Court, Irion vanished from the Walmart parking lot in Fernley during the early morning hours of March 12th. Driver was arrested on March 25th in connection of her disappearance and appeared before the judge for the first time in the case on Wednesday afternoon. At the time, a judge agreed to keep his bail at $750,000 bondable. He is set to appear for a pretrial on April 5th at 10 a.m. So that's in 5 days. So I just can't believe he got bail. And so apparently from what people are saying, it's I guess 15%. I guess some states are different. Some say it's 10%. Apparently I think Nevada it's 15%. So, okay, I gotta let the kitties out. What? Go, 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 go. Sorry, I guess the kitties are shy. So, just to give you an idea of where she was taken and where she was apparently found. So here's that Lovelock correction. Apparently, from what I was reading, this is actually where O.J. Simpson was held at, which is kind of interesting. So let me zoom out here. So it's looks like it's 56 minutes away. So here's Fernley. Kind of zoom in here. So what I'm curious about is, so just to kind of recap what happened. So she left her house, went to a Maverick. Was it not a Maverick? It's a Chevron gas station, kind of down here. That's where she was caught on camera. Then drove to Walmart, to go catch a shuttle for to go to work. She was in the parking lot. Apparently, he parked. Now some are saying Lowe's. He parked somewhere in here and then walked to the Walmart, and sadly he got into her car as she was getting into her car. He got in with her, pushed her aside. Apparently there was evidence of some kind of struggle in the car and he drove off. And then they said that the last known cell ping from Naomi's was in Wadesworth. So it makes me wonder if he drove up I-80 or something and went up here and maybe ditched her phone, knowing that this would have been tracked, this location, maybe to try to throw investigators off so they would look west. And then clearly probably circled back. And from what I understand, he only had the car for 10 hours. Because on the flyer, it says that they recovered her car. Even though they recovered her car 3 days later, they say it was there at the Sherwin-Williams. Let's see, let me back it up right here. Abandoned right here. And then they caught his car, or his truck, obviously driving past. So this is... Back it out here. And then we'll zoom into where. Let me, because my face is probably covering this. I apologize. Let me do that. There you go. So it says it's about 56 minutes. And so this is Coal Canyon Road. They said somewhere off Coal Canyon Road there was a gravesite. I don't know if we can look at the road or not. We can take a... I know I can look at the road right there. So let's take a look here. Back up. Okay, so let's just kind of take a looky here. So yeah, so this is the area. I believe this would be. So let's see, we are looking. So this is Coal Canyon Road right here. Let's see. Yep. So here we're on Coal Canyon Road right here. Let's see. Did they go any further? Yeah, I can. So. Just kind of give you an idea of where the surroundings are. Pretty desolate. Makes me wonder if maybe he... I'm very curious to see how they found her body. Makes me wonder if maybe he had a cell phone, but he had it turned off but didn't realize they could still track it. So there's that. So and then, like I said, I was one of the few people to actually get into the Zoom meeting yesterday. So they say it's on the border, from what I understand. Little Miss TT. We can take a look. But yeah, this is where they say they don't have an exact, coordinates or anything, but. Yeah, just take a look, see if there's anything new, and then I'll show you guys that footage, because not a lot of people have seen the full footage. So they say it's a homicide, and they know. Okay, yeah, this is interesting too. So Nevada authorities say that they are investigating the death of Naomi as a homicide. They say the exact cause of death is known, but won't be released because that could compromise the investigation. Yeah, this was interesting. So I guess apparently he went back to the house that he was staying at. So more vehicles at the house where Naomi Irion, kidnapping suspect Troy Driver's truck, was found. A man who said he is Driver's best friend came out and told us to get the F off the property, but then talked to me for a while. He says police have it wrong. So, interesting. I'm curious if they have anything on that. We'll take a look at that. I'll take a peek here. I'm gonna play that video. Oh, okay. So is this it? Okay. Let me take a little peek at this. But I am going to play that video for you guys, since not a lot of people got to see the full actual footage. So the family obviously came out and spoke after finding out that their Naomi had been found.
As an unbiased.
Oh, yeah. Wait for this commercial so I don't get strike for something. Okay.
A tragic update tonight to a story we've been following here on Prime. The remains of a U.S. diplomat's daughter were found nearly 3 weeks after she was kidnapped. Nevada police say 18-year-old Naomi Irion's remains were found in a remote area. She was last seen in the early morning hours of March 12th, waiting in her car for a work shuttle bus in a Walmart parking lot in the town of Fernley. Surveillance video shows a man walk past her car several times before approaching the driver's door, getting in and driving away. Naomi's car was found empty 3 days later, less than a mile away. Troy Driver is now charged with kidnapping, but has not been charged in connection to Naomi's death. Correspondent Brian Enton is live in Nevada tonight. And Brian, this man could still bond out of jail at any time.
Yeah, it's possible, Ruta Bay, which has Naomi's family on edge. Tonight, just within the last hour, authorities officially classifying Naomi's death as a homicide. They are not giving the specific cause of death right now, saying they fear that it could compromise the investigation. For Naomi Irion's family, the hope of finding the vibrant 18-year-old alive is now gone.
Last time I spoke with you, there was so much hope that Naomi would be found alive. I can't imagine what you're going through right now.
Yesterday was the worst day of my life. Today is the second worst day of my life. It's so raw, very raw.
Police found Naomi's remains in a rural area about 60 miles from where she was kidnapped at this Walmart in Fernley, Nevada. The daughter of a U.S. diplomat, Naomi lived all over the world and moved to Nevada last year to live with her brother. Her sister says they are now fully focused on getting justice.
Yesterday when we got the news, everybody was crying, and I cried a little bit, but I started grilling the detective. I asked him, when did it happen? Where did it happen? How did it happen? I need you to tell me everything.
You were booked on the felony charge of kidnapping in the first degree.
Troy Driver was arrested for allegedly kidnapping Naomi, but he's not yet been charged in her death, and detectives are not saying what led them to her body.
Excuse me? Sir?
So we went to Driver's house.
We're just trying to find out what happened to Naomi, and we know that
Why are you here?
Because this is where Troy Driver's truck was found.
That's right, and Troy Driver's my best friend. He's the most decent, honorable person I've ever met in my life. Get out of here, man.
Driver has an extensive criminal history. In the late 90s, when he was 17, he went to prison for accessory to murder, convicted of stuffing a body in the trunk of a car and dumping the corpse.
You guys are...
Okay, yeah, I just want to look at this guy. He kind of got, oh man, he kind of looks like Troy Driver. I mean, except for he's missing the beard here. But, wow, interesting.
Are trying a man through public opinion over something he did when he was 17 years old, supposedly, all right?
Well, he was arrested for kidnapping just days ago.
Uh-huh. I don't care. Look, man, I've known this dude better than anyone in the world. He's innocent.
But there is now another woman who has come forward who says Troy Driver followed her in the same area Naomi was kidnapped.
So this car's been following me, and I need somebody to look up the license plate and figure out who the they are and tell me why the they've been following me.
She says she snapped this photo of the person near the Walmart back on February 9th, and she called police. Look at the side-by-side shot.
When did you realize this might be Troy Driver?
I think it was Sunday, this last Sunday, when because I was following one of Naomi's pages. Actually, I think I'm on two of them or following whatever. So I was like watching the page and stuff, and then once they posted his face up there, I was like, holy crap, that's him. That is definitely him.
And that woman says that she did call police when all of this happened. We reached out to them today to see if they have the videos and if that is part of this ongoing investigation, but we have not heard back. Ruta Bay.
So, Brian, we know if he comes up with, I think it was the 15% of the $750,000, he could get out of jail. But has that changed? Has the equation or the calculus of that changed now that her remains have been found, or could it change?
As of right now, it hasn't. So it would just take about $112,000 for him to get out, which again has the family and frankly, a lot of people in this community nervous. But again, it was just within the last hour that they classified the death as a homicide. So it is possible that new charges could be forthcoming very soon.
And I know you'll stay on top of it. And meantime, it is a small community there. How has it impacted everyone else there? I mean, you gave us a little bit of insight yesterday, but now it's changed.
Yeah, I mean, people have been on edge. Every single store and restaurant and gas station you go into, and I'm not exaggerating, every single one has a poster about Naomi's disappearance. So I think there's a bit of relief in a way that someone has been arrested, and some people have a little bit of closure that she's been found. But the fact that he could bond out is definitely still something that has people on edge.
Yeah, it'll be interesting as this unfolds to see the evidence and the nexus of all of this. Brian, thank you.
Okay, so
Reviewers is an unbiased team that researches products in real world.
So I actually have some of that video that they played of seeing him in the parking lot, that girl that's getting followed. I just realized I forgot something at the beginning of the show that I want to do real quick. So as you guys, for some of you that I know are newer to my channel, I cover true crime, cold cases, missing persons. In all my videos, I try to show new and current missing person flyers. So before I go any further, since I got a lot of you in here, this was sent in to me by his sister, this is Joseph Michael Bolduc. Hopefully I pronounced that right. It's French. So like I said, his sister sent me an email. He went missing August 26th of 2017. They still have not found him. And sadly, he has got no attention. And so I had showed him yesterday on my channel, and then the family sent me an email last night thanking me, and they wanted to send me cards. And it just, after finding out what happened to Naomi, and I was just so hurt, to get that email from a family saying that, there's at least some hope, there's somebody out there that's, bringing awareness to a family member. This is why I do this stuff, is because of that. It's amazing. So this is Joseph Bolduc, Goodyear, Arizona. Sadly, a lot of people go missing. Apparently, Arizona is the second state in the United States the most as far as missing people go. Alaska is number one. In my honest opinion, per volume, I think Arizona is number one as far as people going missing per year. So, but I just wanted to show his flyer again because, like I said, I got an email from his sister thanking me, and you got to remember, even though, Naomi's case is, ended badly, there's still hope for other families, so there's always a silver lining. And then one more that just, and then I'll show you that video I was talking about. So this is Cassie Carley. She went missing in the Navarre Beach, Florida, March 27th. That was 4 days ago. Still has not been found. Apparently she was having some car and phone troubles. That's kind of like our worst nightmare is, we're driving around and we have car trouble. Our phone is dead. So, and so she has not been seen since. She's got a family that's looking for her. So anybody in that area, please take a close look. This is Cassie Carley. Let me do one more real quick, and then we'll get back into. So this is Cody. I am going to butcher his last name. I know it. I apologize. Prechatel. 33 years old. Cody went missing in Los Angeles. They say Hollywood, California. Last year, December 9th. So his cell phone was found in Highland and Sunset. So just a young kid, 33 years old. He's got light brown hair, blue eyes. So if any of you guys are in that area, please take a close look. So, okay, so back to that video that they were talking about. So here's this video. It's the one that they uploaded, it's only 28 seconds, but it's still chilling. So, start at the beginning here. Let me make it bigger for you guys here. So it should work right there. And what's up, Grizzly True Crime? Thank you so much for being in the chat. That's so awesome. Okay, I've got it on mute. I'm sorry. Let me, Oh, video has no sound. Okay. Apparently this one don't have sound. So, we've seen a close-up. This is definitely... I'm 99.9% sure this is Troy right here. Must be his friend driving or something. But... apparently this is the same Walmart. From what they're saying, is about a month ago. And apparently this lady here felt like they were following her. So it looks like he's been on the prowl for a while. Makes you wonder, what other kind of video evidence they have of Troy, you know, because Walmart's got a lot of cameras, you know. Hopefully they're getting a hold of that stuff and looking back and seeing, you know, because they can use that in court as well to show that, hey, this isn't just a, you know, a freak occurrence. This is like premeditation. He's been out here multiple times in this parking lot, and it looks like he's been kind of stalking people, which is scary. Yeah, so let me just show you, just for those that haven't seen the picture, I did a side by side. Let me just show you. There's just kind of a close up here. So now this makes sense, because I was kind of like wondering, is he in his truck? But this is definitely a car. But clearly he's in the passenger seat, and in my opinion, that's Troy right there. Could have been with that one guy. Who knows? I don't want to speculate, throw anybody under the bus. We don't know who's, you know, associated or not. So, then I wanted to play, so like I said, I was one of only 100 people that actually got to see the actual hearing. So I wanted to play that for you guys, because it was pretty cool to get in when. So let me start it. Sorry. I was kind of excited because we were about to give up, and then it let me in, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, watching Troy Driver and his expressions and seeing him live is really, really creepy. Court's in session. No coffee. It's pretty short. It's only 10 minutes. We're in. Don't share screen. No. It's Troy. It's Troy. Sorry, you guys hear me? Oh, look at him. Oh.
We're ready to proceed in the driver matter.
Mario Walther, present in the jail, Your Honor, and yes, we are.
Thank you. Mr. Driver, you're here today on case number 22 CR 150. You were arrested on March 25th of 2022 by the Lyon County Sheriff's Department. You were booked on the felony charge of kidnapping in the first degree. Probable cause for your arrest was found by Judge M on March 26th of 2022. Your bail is currently set in the amount of $750,000 bondable. On March 30th of 2022, the state filed formal charges. Did you receive a copy of the complaint?
Yes.
Mr. Driver, do you have the complaint in front of you?
Yes.
On line 12, is your true and legal name Troy E. Driver?
Yes.
Sorry.
Is your name spelled correctly?
It is.
Did you watch the rights video from Judge Cassabaum?
Yes.
The law firm of Mario Walther is appointed to represent you today. He is in the jail room with you today for the purposes of bail. Ms. Edmondo?
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
having previously discussed and obtaining the consent of Mr. Driver, for purposes of today, we would like to reserve bail and Valdez Jimenez arguments for a later date for a number of reasons. First, Your Honor, we are concerned that our office was not notified or served by the court clerk required by Supreme Court Rule 230 of the presence of the media at today's proceedings. Pursuant to that rule, Your Honor, is the duty of news reporters that attorneys must be notified by the court of any such
we could take a look at that.
My office be served of the presence. We have not gotten any notices of who is in the courtroom, and at this juncture, our concern is that Rule 230 may already be violated. We understand, Your Honor, and we respect the public's First Amendment rights, the rights of the media. However, we would like for proper procedure to be followed, as Mr. Driver has rights as well. Additionally, Your Honor, there's a requirement that no more than one TV camera should be in the courtroom under Rule 230, subsection 1. We have not received any notice that this or other pooling procedures have been conducted, and I don't know the current picture on the ground, although I can see a portion of it at the Canal Township Justice Court. Additionally, Your Honor, Walter Law Offices did not receive a PC sheet until today. After that time today, we received the complaint and risk assessment for the bail hearing as well. At this juncture, we are in need of a private investigator immediately on this matter to determine the merits of probable cause and the past criminal history in order to properly address any bail arguments or motion. Lastly, Your Honor, in reference to the Zoom link that has been sent out and disseminated to the public, we are concerned that the court has lost control
Thank you, KJ.
over the recording and dissemination of information. In addition, it is...
Sorry, let me pause that. Look at Brian Enta video of Frank cussing him. The car in the background behind the trash can. Okay, yeah, well, excuse me. Yeah, we'll take a look at that, KJ, after the video. Awesome, thank you. Good eye.
Come to our attention that the Lyon County Sheriff's Office may be live streaming these proceedings via Facebook. And, Your Honor, to put some rule behind that, Supreme Court Rule 229, subsection B, subsection 2, subsection B, prohibits the use of cameras, cellular phones, or other electronic devices to photograph or record courtroom proceedings without the express permission of the judge. Here, Your Honor, we are concerned that providing the Zoom link and potentially the Facebook live stream to the entirety of the public, the court has essentially lost control over who can record the proceedings today and who has permission to utilize those recordings thereafter. With that said, Your Honor,
thank you, Debbie.
We respectfully request that bail be set in the amount contained in the BC sheet, and that further argument regarding bail and Valdez-Jimenez be reserved for a later date.
Thank you, Mr. Walther. Ms. Amando, do you have a response?
Your Honor, in regards to the defense's concern about the media, that is strictly within the purview of the court. The state would submit to the court in regards to...
So, let me just pause it real quick. So this is the brother, this is the father, this is the mother, and then I think you have the sister and sister friend or sister-in-law, something like that. But so just if you're wondering, that's the family right here, sitting right here.
Court rules regarding the media. Regarding the probable cause sheet and appointment of counsel and the timing of that, those are procedural arguments to be made at a later date.
Okay.
Mr. Driver was on notice at the point of his arrest of what the charges are.
Thank you,
as long as
Debbie.
he's been notified of what the charges are. None of his rights have been violated in that matter. The state does not object to maintaining the bail at $750,000 currently. I have arguments to put on record should the court require them after we address the media issues.
So, and Your Honor, with our submission, we do not believe argument is necessary at this juncture with the reservation or bail argument at a later date.
Yeah. For the record, Supreme Court Rule 230 states that news reporters desiring permission to provide electronic coverage of proceedings in the courtroom shall file a written request with the judge at least 24 hours before the proceedings commence. However, the judge may grant such a request on shorter notice or waive the requirement for a written request. The written request requirement was waived by this court. All press that is present in the court today have been authorized by the court through the court's bailiff. There is nobody in this court today from the Lyon County Sheriff's Office live streaming this hearing to Facebook. There is no requirement under Rule 230 to notify defense or prosecution of the court's decision on whether or not media will be present in the courtroom. We're going to reserve argument in regards to the bail and hold the Valdez hearing argument at a later date. Is that correct?
Yes,
That's
Your Honor.
and Your Honor, that is the state's understanding as well.
So at this time, bail is currently set in the amount of $750,000, and that is bondable. Pursuant to Nevada's Constitution, any victims or family have the right to make statement at any hearing regarding bail and or release. Ms. Edmondo, are there any victims or family that wish to address the court today?
The victim, Naomi Irion's family, is present in the courtroom. I do not know if they wish to address the court regarding bail at this time.
So you kind of see each other. So they're, as you can see, they're kind of looking at each other, you know, discussing whether to go up. I thought for sure that one of them was going to come up and say something. I can't imagine how hard that would be to do that. Yeah.
I've spoken with the victim's family. They do not wish to make a statement regarding bail at this time.
Thank you. So no statement regarding bail will be made at this time.
Really?
Bail will remain in the amount of seven.
Yeah.
I apologize, Mr. Walther. Is there anything further you would like to state to the court?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Ms. Edmondo.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. Bail will remain in the amount of $750,000 bondable. Should the defendant post bail, he will not be released from custody until a GPS monitoring device is installed. There will be no contact with the alleged victim, the family. He will have a stay out of Fernley order with the exception of court appearances. There'll be no further violations of the law, and that means no new arrests. No use or possession.
I just gotta say one thing. I moved my my notification thing above me now, so that way it doesn't do that. Because I noticed that was kind of big, so I've moved it above my head now, so it doesn't go in front of the stuff that we're watching. So I apologize about
Alcohol, drugs, or drugs paraphernalia. Bear with me just one moment. He'll attend all court appearances, will be placed on enhanced supervision, and that will require daily check-ins with court services. He's subject to random alcohol and drug testing. This case is not to be discussed with anybody. There will be no further related problems. And from the court to the jail, who do I have present today?
Your Honor,
Deputy Ryan?
Captain Barnes, Deputy Bristow, Deputy Ryan.
Thank you, guys.
And Sobel are present.
Captain Barnes, I want this court's order to be very clear. If bond is posted, he is not to be released until the installation and setup of a GPS monitoring bracelet. Anything further? Thank you. Anything further?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Walther?
No, Your Honor, not at this time.
Pretrial hearing will be set for April 5th. That will take place at 10 a.m. Preliminary hearing will be set for April 12th at 1:30 p.m. Court will be adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, that was a really surreal to watch that. And ugh, what a creep. definitely speechless to, for kidnapping, and then to know that hours after this, they would confirm the identity of the body they found the day prior, that it was Naomi. So just absolutely gut-wrenching. And he doesn't seem to have any remorse, clearly. So, give me 1 second. So, real quick. Thank you so much, Debbie. So let me get these last 2 donations in. Everything else, you can still donate. Anything that you guys donate from here will go to the next charity. Because, like I said, I wanted to do this live, so I have to kind of calculate everything real quick. But I'll play a video when I'm doing it. So, but thank you guys so much for the donations. So let me catch up real quick here. So someone said they wanted to look at the car. Yeah, let's take a look at that car real quick. What's this video here?
Those situations.
We gotta wait for the ad. There's apparently 2 advertisements. Actually, you know what? We'll do this. We'll jump over to that. Click on that. Okay, yeah, we'll look at the backyard and see. And then someone said they wanted to see the video of when Naomi, and we'll take a look. We'll look at both there. And then after that, I'm gonna send in the donations to the refugees, and then, like I said, we'll be doing charities all the time. So okay, just gonna wait for the commercial, and then we'll kind of skip to where he's talking to the guy at the Troy's house. Okay.
Update tonight to a story we've been following here on Prime. The remains of a U.S. diplomat's daughter were found nearly 3 weeks after she was kidnapped. Nevada police say 18-year-old Naomi Irion's remains were found in a remote area.
He shows that house
seen
twice.
In the early morning hours of March 12th, waiting in her car for a work shuttle bus in a Walmart parking lot in the town of Fernley. Surveillance video shows a man walk past her car several times before approaching the driver's door, getting in and driving away. Naomi's car was found empty 3 days later, less than a mile away.
Yep.
Troy.
Okay, here we go.
Sir, so we went to driver's house. We're just trying to find out what happened to Naomi, and we know that.
Okay, so all right, so we got a truck here, and then we've got some kind of silver sedan right there. So we'll just kind of play it, pause it. And thank you, Alexa. Oh, that's so sweet. You're amazing. Thank you. And everybody's amazing. If you can't donate, doesn't make it any less important. Everybody being here, commenting, and just everything, it helps out the channel. So, okay. So let's play it. We'll kind of play and pause and see what we can see here. Let me blow it up a little bit more for you guys. Oh, that just made it worse. Why did that make it worse? Okay, actually, I'm going to leave it alone because if I have it full blown, it'll block it. Okay.
Why are you here?
Because this is where Troy Driver's truck was found.
That's right, and Troy Driver's my best friend.
Okay. Oh, perfect. All right, so that is a Subaru with a license plate. Four. I can't tell if that's a Z. It's either a 2 or a Z. 4Z1 or 421 and R01. Okay, and then so we got a Chevrolet truck to the left, which is dark blue. So we got Chevy, dark blue. The Subaru is, I guess, gray or silver. So I don't think that's the same car as the one that they were being followed in. There is, oh my goodness, there is another car right here though. Oh, look at that. Can you guys see that? There is another car. It looks silver. Oh boy, let me screenshot this. Hold on a second.
He's the most decent, honorable person I've ever met in my life. Get out of here, man.
Driver has
Whoop. Oh, I hate the play and pause in this.
an extensive criminal history. In the late 90s, when he was 17, he went to prison for accessory to murder, convicted of stuffing a body in the trunk of a car
Yeah, there's another
and dumping
car.
the corpse.
There's 3 vehicles.
You guys are trying.
Oh, he's in the way of it right now.
A man through public opinion over.
Oh, God. When I pause it, it plays it for a few more seconds. Oh, I hate that. It doesn't like pause like when I want it to pause.
For something he did when he was 17 years old.
Yeah, there's definitely a silver car right there.
Supposedly, all right?
Well, he was arrested for kidnapping just days ago.
Uh-huh. I don't...
That's about the best look so far. Let me okay, let me go full page here. I don't know why that makes it smaller.
Care. Look, man, I know this dude better than anyone in the world. He's innocent.
But there is...
Okay, so there's the car right there. Oh, this...
There's now another woman who has come forward who says Troy Driver followed her in the same area Naomi was kidnapped.
So this car's been following me, and I need somebody to look up the license plate and figure out who the they are and tell me why the they've been following me.
She says she snapped this photo of the person near the Walmart back on February 9th, and she called police. Look at the side-by-side shot.
When did you realize this might be
slow-mo.
Troy Driver?
I think it was Sunday, this last Sunday.
This is something I'll do probably on my off time, but
one of Naomi's pages, actually, I think I'm on 2 of them or following whatever. So I was like watching the page and stuff, and then once they posted his face up there, I was like, holy crap.
Oh, okay.
That's him. That is definitely him.
Okay. One more time.
A man through public opinion over something he did when he was...
Gosh. You pause it and it plays for like another few seconds. That's so frustrating.
17 years old, supposedly, all right?
Well, he was arrested for kidnapping.
You got the stupid play button. I'm going to take a screenshot of that, though. It'll let me. There we go. That's definitely more of a fit, because clearly it's not that Subaru.
Just days ago.
Uh-huh. I don't care. Look, man, I know this dude better than anyone in the world. He's innocent.
But there is now another woman who has come forward who says Troy Driver followed her in the
That
same
could be,
area Naomi was kidnapped.
So this car's been following me, and I need somebody to look up the license plate.
That'd be kind of ironic. This guy's saying, "Oh, that this is a nice guy," and then he's the one that's driving, and then Troy's in the passenger.
They are, and tell me why the they've been following me.
She says she snapped this photo of the person near the Walmart back on February 9th, and she called police. Look at the side-by-side shot.
When did you realize this might be Troy
Yeah,
Driver?
let me stop playing this video. This is probably causing it to buffer. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna stop playing that. All right, sorry about that. It's that video. Okay, yep. I'm just gonna give it a second. Yep, I'm just gonna give it a second, guys. Yeah, my bad. I said I've got Comcast, and Comcast just it's not consistent. I can't even like do Google Map or Google Earth without it just freaking out. So anyway, I'm gonna definitely after the show, I'm gonna definitely look at that video, see if I can find some other clips of that, see if there's any more, and see if I can get any better views for whatever's in that parking lot for sure. And just let's see real quick here. Now, was this the car that somebody was asking about? Because this was a possible witness. Now they found this witness. So here's the screenshots of the car coming in. This car looks a lot darker. I don't think it's gray. Then you've got a blue. It's tough to say if that's an SUV or a sedan. It looks kind of like an SUV. I don't know. That might be a tire on the back right there. Then the witness pulls in, I think, right after this car. But I don't see that silver car. Then you've got his truck pulled up. Which his rims, there's better pictures of this truck. The rims definitely match, in my opinion. So anyway, yeah. So all right, guys. Let me take one more peek and see if there's anything else. Let me just show you guys for those just tuning in. So if you were just wondering kind of where they found her. They put a pin about right here. And said that they found some gravesite for Naomi. And as we back out, it is approximately... Oops, let me... I keep forgetting my face is going to be blocking that. So here's where she got picked up. It's 56 minutes, so basically an hour drive. Apparently there is a correctional facility just about right where my mouse is at. Apparently that's where O.J. Simpson was being held at. So let me see if there's anything else that came out, and then we'll jump over to the Delphi case and talk about that. And then while playing the court TV video, we'll turn in the donations. And like I said, you guys can still donate just from here on. It'll charity. We'll figure out what we're going to do with that. Let me zoom up. Boy, it is acting really slow. Still playing screwy. Yeah, my internet is acting really funky right now. Let me just take a look, see how the live stream's going. Hey, David. Let me just check, see how the stream is. Like I said, we're going to have Google Fiber hopefully in a month or so. Comcast is doo-doo. Absolute doo-doo. It's not consistent at all. It's cost me absolute headaches. And then, nobody wants to watch somebody buffer. It's absolutely frustrating. And I'm even hardwired in right now. That shows you just how like doo-doo Comcast is. And then you pay just an crazy amount. So I apologize for the buffering. Let's jump over to the Delphi case, since when I start looking up on the internet, it seems to be freezing up. So So jumping over to Abby and Libby. So let me show you what I'm going to be doing real quick. So I'll play this new video, which is, it just came out from Court TV. It's about the Delphi case. They kind of interview the people from the Murder Cast, the Murder Sheet podcast. And they also have, I think like I'm not sure if they have they have another special guest on, and so they kind of talk about the case, and it's pretty interesting. They kind of break down the most important pieces of Kegan's interview, and they just kind of get their insight. And it literally just came out, I think, either last night or today. So I'll play that for you guys. It's about 15 minutes or so. So, yeah. Is it still frozen? Put a 1 in the chat if it's got better. Is it good now, guys? Yeah, I did. I just closed everything I don't need. You're better now? Okay. Sorry, guys. I've done everything. Yeah, Comcast is trash. They're installing Google Fiber Internet. They installed it about almost a month ago now. Just waiting for them to set it all up. So, actually, let me take a look at that. I got to do some calculations. So I'm going to play you guys a video while I do that. I'm going to send in the donations, and then because like I said, I told you guys I was going to do that live. So I just got to calculate the difference of the 30%. And it's still saying I'm receiving errors. That's so stupid. Absolutely a joke. So, yeah, I'm going to close everything up real quick here. So I want to keep that open. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to play you guys the Court TV thing. Let me shoot that back up there so I can send these donations in for Ukraine refugees. And then also good news with the donations I sent in with the Humane Society. They actually they doubled my donation. So that was amazing. That was so cool. All right, so here is the new, let's see, here it is. So here's the new video that came out from Court TV. It's pretty interesting. Make it small real quick. All right.
Believe it or not, it's been more than 5 years now that 2 young girls went missing in a small town in Indiana. They were found murdered.
So while this is playing, you'll see me, I'm kind of looking up on the screen. I'm entering the information in to send the donations to Ukraine.
Murdered. And the case still hasn't been solved. And for years, more information has been coming out, little drips and drabs. And it seems like we're so close to solving this case. I'm talking about the case of Abby Williams and Libby German. 2 young girls. I mean, it was a brutal case. And it seems like there's a lot of evidence. And it seems like we should have this thing pretty much wrapped up. We've got big news tonight that reveals even more information that makes it even, or makes it seem like we have the information. Why is no one in handcuffs? And I want to work our way through all of that tonight. We have some great guests joining us in just a moment. But first, for those of you who don't know the backstory Rafael Sanchez, great reporter from our affiliate WRTV in Indianapolis, has more.
The deaths of Abby Williams and Libby German remain unsolved. February 14th, 2022 will mark 5 years since the teens' bodies were found near the old Monon High Bridge in Delphi in Carroll County. Due to the ongoing investigation, state police always said that this was not a cold case, and it produced a new lead. State police investigators now looking for an individual using the name Anthony_Shots on Instagram and Snapchat between 2016 and 2017. The individual used the pictures of a real-life model as his own. The model seen in these photographs is not involved in this matter, but his pictures were used to reach young girls to get nude images or to get their address to meet them.
Detectives are seeking information about the person who created the Anthony Shots profile. Investigators would like any individual who communicated, met, or attempted to meet the Anthony Shots profile to contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email, abbyandlibby@cacoshrf.com. Please provide as much information as you possibly can.
The tip lines have been overwhelmed since this sketch was released back in 2017 of the man who allegedly says down the hill on the bridge. In 2019, state police updated the sketch, creating new interest in getting the public to help. Now a new piece of information is before a legion of people being asked to give this case 1 more minute.
All right, again, this is still unsolved. Nobody has been arrested for this. No one's been charged. So if you have information, we've got a tip line for you, 844-459-5786. There's also an email address as well, but please make that call. And we're going to talk about why it hasn't been solved and how close investigators may be, but every piece of evidence is going to help them. Now, let me walk through this little part at the end you heard, this Anthony Shots. This was the bizarre twist that was recently revealed. This Anthony Shots profile that was posted, and they're trying to figure it out. Now, the male model has nothing to do with it. The picture is like catfishing, right? You use someone else's picture to attract people because you look nothing like this person. The person who is connected to this Anthony Shots is a guy named Kegan Klein. There he is. Doesn't look anything like that model. Looks nothing like him. You know why he didn't put his own picture up there. Now, this is a 27-year-old man from Peru, Indiana. He's been arrested on 30 counts of child solicitation, child exploitation, and possession of child pornography. In a new transcript of his August 2020 interview with police, some information is revealed. And I have to give you the backstory, a little bit of the backstory of this transcript. Unbelievably, the producers of a podcast, it's called The Murder Sheet. Phenomenal podcast. You need to download it. Download it tonight after the show. But they got their hands on this transcript because it was posted momentarily by the Miami County, Indiana clerk of court on March 3rd. Let me read for you something from this interview. Again, this is this guy, Kegan Klein, who's arrested for all these awful things, but not arrested for murder, not charged with murder. In the interview, he's asked, I know you remember Liberty German, inaudible. Right, and you know you talked to her and you admitted to talking to her, and the answer from him, I don't think I ever did, though. I think I talked to one of her friends, like I told them, and then the question from the interrogator, you admitted that you talked to her. Inaudible. Another question, for a few hours at a sleepover, and then you blocked her because she was annoying. You remember that? You're right, yeah. Another part of this transcript. I'm telling you that's the fact. You did, okay? Because the Anthony Shots persona, the fake account, the answer, right, that admitted to making communications with Liberty German on Snapchat, on Instagram. Like I said, it was not just for a couple of hours. So now a connection. a connection between a man involved with child pornography and exploitation communicating with one of those little girls.
What?
Unbelievable development. Unbelievable development. Let's bring in our guests. I said I have good ones tonight. We always have good ones. We have great ones. In Jacksonville, Alabama, professor of forensics at Jacksonville State University, forensic media analyst, former senior investigator for the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office, Joseph Scott Morgan is with us. In Chicago, Illinois, private investigator Erica Morse. And in Indianapolis, Indiana, the Murder Sheet podcasters. I told you about the podcast. Download it tonight. Anya Kane and Kevin Greenlee are with us. Welcome to everyone. We've got some time to go through this. But Anya and Kevin, you guys decide who's going to talk. I'll just throw some questions at you. I know you're used to working together. Give us, again, the backstory on getting your hands on this transcript and the significance of this transcript.
Well, there's a website in Indiana where courts upload documents and filings. And we've been covering this case pretty closely. So periodically we go to the page for Kegan Klein's case. And I happened to go there on this day during the brief window that those documents were there. I immediately downloaded them. And once I started reading them, I was shocked at what I was reading because there were a number of personal details that I would have expected to have been redacted. So then I went back to the page and I saw that it had already been removed.
Sorry, I'm just taking a screenshot of my donation.
So give me the big picture, okay? You read through the transcript, the big picture that you're following this case. You are knee deep into every detail that's been dripping out for years now.
Okay, I just sent in those donations. After we finish this video, we'll talk about it. I just have to save this real quick so I can show you guys. So with everything is 156, and I'll explain everything. But so 156, and it's not a lot, but because YouTube takes a portion. But thank you guys so much. We'll discuss it after.
Is your big picture takeaway from this transcript?
Basically, we're finally learning what exactly the connection is between this mysterious Anthony Schatz account that was apparently preying on young girls and the Delphi case. So it's sort of this horrific connection now that we know that Liberty German was seemingly communicating with whoever was running the Anthony Schatz account right before her murder. So it's this very disturbing twist, but it finally sort of puts together what the connection is there.
Now, we can't forget, this is a case where there have been sketches. There's a video. There's audio. All of this released. But as we sit here tonight, correct me if I'm wrong, Anya and Kevin, that the man that we saw, this Kegan, who's being interviewed about the Anthony Schatz profile and the contact with Liberty, one of the little girls, still he's not been arrested for the murder. He's not been arrested for the murder. He's not been implicated as, he's the guy in the video. He's the guy in the audio.
That's correct. He has not been arrested for the murder. Right now, he's facing a variety of charges related to child sexual abuse materials, and he's also facing a charge of obstruction of justice because the phone that he would have been using at the time of the murders to communicate with the girls or anyone else, he did not turn over to police when he was supposed to. He kept it from police, and prior to turning it over to police, he deleted all of his social media accounts, which would have contained any communications he had with Liberty German.
Wow. Okay, I want to read another part from the transcript. Then we're going to bring in Joseph.
Pause it. Thank you, Cynthia Gaines, for becoming a member. And I apologize, guys. I am so sorry for if it's being wonky. Yes, I have Comcast. We literally have the best Comcast. I have hardwired in. And I literally went out and got a new router, their newest router that they have. And we have it on cold cement. It has has, nothing around it so it can vent. It just is not consistent. I'm going to look into, maybe it could be a combination of things. Maybe I could, I don't know. I'm not the best expert at going live, and I don't know. Maybe after this stream, I'll kind of see if I can tweak some settings and see if I can make it better. But I'm so sorry, guys. There's probably nothing worse than watching someone buffer. So my apologies.
Scott Morgan and Erica Morse. All right. Question. She said, did you hear about Liberty? You respond on Anthony Shots, OMG, what happened? That's talking to someone about the two girls that were missing and wound up dead. Right. I guess you're right. Yeah, is the answer. Okay, the same person or the girl that you were talking to says that Anthony Shots was meeting up with Liberty German.
Patricia, that's actually not true. He lied. He was not in Vegas when the crime occurred. He did not go to Vegas until June. And they know that because of cell phone records. He told his family members he'd been living in Vegas for a long time, but no, he did not go to Vegas. He did not go to Vegas until June. I want to say like June 6th. I have so many dates in my head, but no, not until June.
Same conversation of the OMG, what happened? Anthony Shots says, yeah, we were supposed to meet, but she never showed up. The answer, that's a lie. That's a lie. Before I bring you in, Joseph Scott Morgan, Erica Morse, to react to all of this. Anya, Kevin, can you give me a little more context to what I just read? It's a little confusing. It sounds like they're talking about some other conversation here.
Absolutely. Apparently, the Anthony Shots account was in communication with one of Libby's friends, who basically, in the wake of the murders, reached out to this Anthony Shots account and basically said, have you heard what happened to our mutual friend? This is horrible. And the Anthony Shots account responded with this very suspicious response, essentially saying, we were supposed to meet up on the day of the murders, but she never showed up. So a very odd exchange.
Joseph Scott Morgan, your reaction to these new revelations, thanks to our friends at the Murder Sheet podcast.
Yeah, we starve for any bit of information that we can get on this case, Finn. And to take you back to Thursday, February 23rd, 2017, we were told at that particular time by the authorities that we had DNA evidence from the scene. And now that an individual that is of interest now has been identified.
Wait, I just want to go back to, I'm sorry, because I'm looking at your chat. I just want to see what he just said right there. Did he say DNA?
Reaction to these new revelations, thanks to our friends at the Murder Sheet podcast.
Yeah, we starve for any bit of information that we can get on this case, Finn. And to take you back to Thursday, February 23rd, 2017, we were told at that particular time by the authorities that we had DNA evidence from the scene. And now that an individual that is of interest now has been identified, I'd be kind of interested, and particularly given all of this peripheral information that's coming in, I'd be very interested to know if there has been any forward movement relative to pairing up the unknown with the known at this point in time. Maybe things are starting to fall into place. Maybe, this interwoven tapestry, if you will, of all these little segments that we've been looking at for so long from a great distance. Maybe the focus is coming in a little bit tighter now. I certainly hope so, Ben.
Erica Morse, private investigator in Chicago. I know you have followed this case intently. I'm a former prosecutor. I know that when investigators deliver that case, I want to make sure I dot the I's, I cross the T's, because I have that incredible burden that we see every day on Court TV, beyond any and all reasonable doubt. What are your thoughts tonight, Erica Morse, as to why we are sitting here knowing what we know now that investigators have known for quite some time, and we still don't have an arrest?
I'm not surprised. And I think we're still going to be okay. First of all, I just have to say kudos to this podcasting team, because as a reporter and an investigator in the Hoosier State, I cannot believe this landed on my case. Good for you for catching it. It's amazing, because the minute you said database, I figured out where you got it, and it blows my mind that it ever landed there. Second, 108,000, Vinny, that's a number I'm going to toss out to you. 12 years of my life investigating and trying to prove that one person used a computer to access child pornography and other deviant images. This is a shared device in a household. So the fact that we have Kegan Klein in custody is a miracle in and of itself. It's my understanding that the podcasters got law enforcement permission, or at least checked in with them before releasing this information. That tells me that law enforcement is already ahead of the ball on this, and that they didn't fear that the releasing of these documents would interfere with their current investigation. Investigations like this evolve. And we've seen multiple sketches. We've seen one person of interest from 2017 shift into a later person of interest. I think that everyone in that household is suspect in one form or another. And when they deliver this case to the prosecutor, they want this to be ironclad. This is one of the best, if not the best, task forces I've ever seen for murdered children. And I'm not at all surprised that they are taking their time. They are probably working diligently behind the scenes. And this case is already very solid. They just have to finalize it and put it together so they can present it.
Okay, all guests are staying with us. When we come back, Erica mentioned about that household and devices. We're going to try to get some more information about what devices were communicating before the murder of these two beautiful young girls.
And then, so I'll play this last little bit here in a second. I just want to talk about, for the final segment, so Indiana... so as you know, they caught the Golden State Killer through familial DNA, which some states still have not passed the law allowing them to do that. Indiana's one of them. So I'll show you something, because people are starting to do a petition in Indiana to get this law passed, because this could help solve the case. And I'll get into that in just a little bit more here in just a minute.
Be right back.
SmileDirectClub.com.
That is audio, purportedly of the murderer of Libby and Abby, those two girls in Delphi, Indiana. Big news tonight.
Yeah, you make a great a great point. Yeah, because there has been a lot of stuff on the local news saying, "Oh, there's big break. There's been a big break in the case of the Delphi." And everybody gets excited and they click on it, and it's just about all this stuff that, with the Murder Sheet podcast. And so it's been getting a lot of people hyped up, but then they find out it's just the stuff that, it's the Murder Sheet came out with.
The Murder Sheet podcast got their hands on a transcript, got the okay to publish it all, and
is that what okay.
Now we have more information, and it seems that investigators are much closer to solving this case than we thought just a few weeks ago. I want to read another piece of this transcript, and it all has to do with devices and how many devices are connected to this Anthony Schatz profile, which was interacting with one of the little girls who was murdered. So here's the question. This is Kegan Klein is being interrogated by investigators. He's asked, what we want to know is who had access to the Anthony Schatz account. The answer from Klein, me. On two different devices? Yes. At the same time? Yeah. So if you are the sole owner of that account, the only one that had access to it, I mean, on those days, that just looks like me logging into one of my phones. I was logged in on that phone. I logged out, logged in on my other phone. That's what that looks like. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Let's bring back in our guests. Still with us, Professor of Forensics at Jacksonville State University, Joseph Scott Morgan, private investigator Erica Morse, and the Murder Sheet podcasters Anya Kane, Kevin Greenlee. I keep reminding you, download that podcast after the show tonight. All right, Anya and Kevin, give me some context here again. 2 devices coming from the same home. Who's in this house? Who potentially has access to all of this other than Kegan Klein?
Absolutely. That's a great question. As we understand it, the only people living in that household as of 2017 were Kegan Anthony Klein and his father, Jerry Anthony Klein. So those 2 individuals were living in the house together in Peru, Indiana. And one thing investigators keep asking Kegan throughout this whole interview is it possible that anybody else had access to some of your devices and your Anthony Shots profile?
And again, that's significant because it's from that profile that someone is contacting Libby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's correct. And in the transcript, they also mentioned that a friend of Liberty German's informed the police that Liberty German was very interested in Anthony Shots. I believe the word they used was that she was enthralled by Anthony Shots and that she had expressed an interest in meeting Anthony Shots.
The pieces are coming together here, but the missing piece is who. Is there anyone else in play here potentially that had access to these devices? Because it's a phone can go anywhere, or a password can go anywhere. Was there anyone else, Kevin or Anya?
Yeah, it's interesting. In the transcript, Kegan Anthony Klein keeps throwing a friend of his under the bus. We redacted that name and referred to him as a friend 1 in our show because police don't seem to think he was involved. But he basically makes the claim that he would get very drunk or high rather and pass out, and that perhaps this friend/roommate stole his phone. And I think the investigators do a really good job of sort of picking apart that narrative by saying basically like, so you would constantly, pass out in front of this friend and he would steal your phone to download child sexual abuse materials. Like, really, is that a realistic story? But that's Kegan's story, at least.
The only other person that lived in the house was Kegan's father, Tony Klein, who has quite an interesting criminal history of his own.
Wow. All right. Now, again, we were showing those pictures. That was from the profile. It was a catfish profile. That male model who's in those pictures has nothing to do with what happened to these girls. He was used to lure the victims. Joseph Scott Morgan, I'm scratching my head here. And the reason I'm scratching my head is we've got a video, right? Don't we have a video of the purported killer? We've got the device that is communicating that it wants to meet Libby. We know Libby is enthralled with Anthony Shots, and we've got 2 people living in the house. We can't put this all together yet?
Well, it would seem that the authorities are taking...
I want to pause it right here. So, because I tell people, in my opinion, I definitely don't think Kegan is the killer, or at least he isn't the guy that's walking on this bridge. And I say that because he has got a wide body. And I've said this time and time again, and then sometimes I get people in the comments saying, well, he could have lost weight. Well, we have pictures of him from 2016, 2017, 2018. He looks pretty much the same. His weight's been pretty much the same. So he's been the same kind of body shape. Things that you've noticed about this bridge guy, you can tell his pants are bigger because you can see a lot of kind of slack. So clearly he's not that big. And then clearly he's got a lot of stuff under this going on. He's probably got layers. Clearly, in my opinion, he has a brown hoodie on. with some kind of reversible jacket, maybe. This might be a scarf right here. But clearly the jeans are kind of baggy. And Klein is just, I think he'd be slightly, just wouldn't fit the frame in my opinion. The dad would be a little closer, but the dad is still pretty tall. That's the only problem with Tony, or Jerry Klein, is apparently he's supposed to be 5'11", 6'1", something like that. So it's really tough. In my opinion, I don't think either Klein did it, in my opinion. Now, I think there could be something that Kegan knows. I still believe that there's something in the catfishing thing that I still think it relates to this case. But in my opinion, if it is out of the two Kleins, I would think Tony would be the better candidate because we know he has a violent past. But then you had his half-brother come out. So Kegan, if you didn't watch one of my video, if you didn't see the video, the murder sheet also interviewed Bart Klein. That's Kegan's half-brother. Tony Klein was his stepfather, and he had a very abusive relationship with Bart. And Bart did not like Tony because he was abusive physically, and also he used to be physical with his mother as well. So they share the same mother, so they're half brothers. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Tom, at least in our view, remember we're not on the inside looking at this, and it's very, very complex. I think one other little wrinkle here that's troubling for me, Vin, is the fact that this one fellow that is currently in custody has been charged with these horrendous crimes. And what we do know about perpetrators like this is that they generally network with one another.
So I've heard, there's all sorts of new things. I did a video, Alexa, where this guy broke down how to measure shin bones. And he believes through all the science that he did with the photos that he believes that the BG is 5'6". You had Anthony Greeno go out there, film from where Bridge Guy was walking. They had a camera set up from where Libby was at. And they had a couple of different things that they used to kind of like get as close as they could. They felt like he was 5'8", was as close as they could get. Is what they felt like as far as their experiment went. So, in my opinion, I think between 5'6" and 5'8" would be a good estimate.
Another quite a bit. And I'm really wondering if there are others that might be involved and might have knowledge that would be connected or interconnected within this web of sharing images and these sorts of things. And it would have to be, in my estimation at least, someone that would be within easy driving distance to Delphi. Delphi is a very isolated area. And so, you begin to kind of focus in on these individuals that might be interconnected with this individual. And that might be part of this as the police are taking their time kind to weave all of this together.
Okay, we're out of time for tonight, but I hope, Anya, Kevin, you'll come on again because this story is continuing to develop and there's so much more to get to. We appreciate your time tonight.
All right, so there's that video there. Dang it, I'm afraid to pull up this thing. I don't want it to kick out. So, yeah, 5'6" would be too short for the Kleins, yeah. So I think, yeah, Tony was 5'11", and Kegan was, you guys know, 5'9", 5'10". They're about the same. But, yeah, Tally, yeah, I mean, there is, yeah, when you put them in a certain way, those sketches, yes, they do kind of match up a little bit. So it is. What was I going to do here? Oh, I know. All right, because we're about to finish this. So I wanted to show you the half sister. No, is that from the murder sheet? Did the half sister come forward, KJ? Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to that if the half sister talked. Interesting. We might have to definitely talk about that. I'll have to listen to it. Is that on the murder sheet? Yeah, that's a good movie, Alexa. Okay, let me find it. Give me just a second here. Just had it. It's supposed to be here. Okay, yeah, it's coming up. This one. Where are you? Okay, here it is. So, this is what I wanted to show you guys. So, and then I'll show you guys the donations we sent in. So apparently a petition started to allow familial DNA testing in Indiana. Someone is doing this on the behalf of the girls. So this is what I'm excited, and I wanted to bring this to people's attention because if it could help solve the case, that would be amazing. Think of the Golden State Killer, Joseph DeAngelo, and the great work that they did in that. And so apparently I am petitioning on the behalf of the victims of Liberty and Abby, who were brutally murdered while out enjoying their day hiking. Let's see. We believe there is DNA evidence in the case that is not a match to anyone currently in law enforcement's database. Familial DNA testing can identify relatives of a suspect in the state and national DNA database. This is going to allow the police to narrow down the investigation, identify potential suspects. This method was recently used in California to identify the Golden State Killer via genealogy website. So 11 states use this method currently, which include Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, Minnesota, New York, Ohio, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. And it's also used in the Netherlands and United Kingdom. So I think it would be great to spread awareness. I mean, it couldn't hurt. The FBI is able to do it without Indiana's permission now? Yeah, that I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Interesting. But if that is not the case, then yes, let's get this going. I mean, they've always talked about some kind of DNA. I mean, they've mentioned that from day one. And it's amazing how far DNA has progressed. So, it certainly couldn't hurt, in my opinion. So, okay, sorry, guys, going fast. If it was a gun, people around the area would have heard it, right? Yeah, so apparently a gun was used to control them, but it wasn't used to inflict. It wasn't the gun. There wasn't like gunshots. Apparently, it was a blade or a knife that was used. But I don't want to go into those details out of respect of the family. So, let's see, where did I save it? All right, so we just sent in those donations. Let me close this up here. Where did I send it at? Here it is. So anyway, last month we sent in $203 to the Humane Society Utah, and I forgot to mention. So I was one day behind, but the executive, forget his name, Von Maurice or something like that. He's the director. He doubled my donations. So we actually donated $406 for the month of February. So that is super awesome. This is just a screenshot of his email that he sent me, that they doubled my donation. So we had $406 for the animals for the Humane Society, and that goes to shelter. It goes to food. I mean, it just goes to everything. Because I'm a big animal lover. So I had $140 sent. I was going to send in $140, but since you guys sent some more money in, I quickly did the math, and I would have typed this all in, but it would have took forever. So basically, I just take all of the donations you guys send in, and these are the super chats, and that equaled to a little over 500. And then obviously now YouTube takes 30%, so that leaves us with 320, and then I got like $40 PayPal and stuff, so that left me with 367, and then I take 35% of that and donate it, so that was 140. I rounded up. And then you guys just sent in like a couple more donations, $64. Doing the same math, that left me with $16. So today we sent in $156 to the Ukraine refugees. So thank you guys so much for the donations. Still trying to figure out what we're going to do for April. I might do a poll or something. The nice thing is the animals, the Humane Society, they tend to double people's offers a lot. So I might do the Humane Society again for April, and then do something else for May, just because I'm such a huge animal lover. But either way, any donations, 35% will go to a charity. So yeah, thank you, Cheryl. Like I said, it's I'm a smaller channel. I know other channels, not a lot of channels do it, but there's some channels that are a little bigger. They send in thousands, and one day we'll get there. What jail is Troy Driver in? Lyon County. I think it's Lyon County something. So, Donna Scott, thank you for becoming a member. Yeah, thank you, Aloha. And I don't know. I don't think I've seen your email, Rush Aloha. So try to email me again, because I know you said you might be coming around this way. I would definitely like to get in contact with you, just because I'm going to be having, with my car stuff going on, I need to, I just want to make sure I'm not too busy when you're coming out, because like I said, my car would not pass emissions right now, so I've got to get a catalytic converter and a few other things, and so that's something I'm going to be doing the next couple of weeks. So that's why I kind of need to know if you are coming out this way, just to see if, because I don't want to tell you one thing and then not be able to make it. So fur babies, I'm a rescue of a black lab. Yeah, we've got I was going to show the kitties since we donated, but they're so all the kitties we have are rescued. We have a brother sister tabby. We have one cat. Sadly, the cat's eyelashes go inside her eyes, so she's blind, but she's like the toughest cat. She's cute, so we have her. And then we've kind of got like a forest cat. So, and then we've got 6 chickens. that lay eggs every day, and then we've got 2 turkeys. So I'll have to do some filming in the backyard, show you. We kind of got like a little farm. So anywho, yeah. So it's been a long show. So I appreciate all the. I think, dog. I don't know. It's like I said. I am gonna set up a new email tonight. That's what I'm gonna do. Because people tell me they email me and I don't see him. Yeah, dog, I don't. I see somebody by 10-9, Kenny Moore. I don't. I would, if you can, try to copy and paste it. People tell me I'm looking in my spam right now. Yeah, I don't see it either. Like I said, everybody has that trouble. Just try it again, buddy. Like I said, for some reason, even Lady M, like, she told me, oh, I emailed you, like, and then it took her like a couple times until she finally, I don't know, sometimes the 10 gets left out, or I don't know. I'm gonna have to change the email, something a little simpler. So yeah, we do. We got a farm going on for sure. So yeah. So anyway, I think that's gonna do it, guys. This has been a pretty long show, so I appreciate everybody showing up. I'm sorry that yes, I'm gonna have to go listen to that for sure. The Half Sister. I'm excited for that. And then one other thing, just before we go, I will not be working. Me and Sleuth Mom have creative differences, so I won't be working with Sleuth Mom anymore. Sadly, we just have different views on stuff. So yeah, sadly you won't see me working with her anymore. That I don't. By saying that, I don't want people to unsubscribe or anything. It's just we've got creative differences. So with that said, guys, I've sent you 10. Yeah. You know what, dog? Before you go, why don't you drop your email, since you're a mod. Why don't you drop your email so I can email you, buddy? If you want to, then I can email you. Make sure we got the right one. Yeah, why don't you drop your email and I'll email you. That way we make sure you got the right one. If you see my email, that was sent like years ago. I don't know. I know I get the recent ones though, but it happens all the time. I'm going to be setting up a new email because it's clearly been a problem. So, sorry, David. It seems like you're kind of behind. Looks like his truck. Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Casey. Thank you guys so much for staying late. I apologize for it being kind of... Comcast is just not consistent, and we'll get it fixed, so... Better for you, Chris. Christy B. You're awesome. Everybody here is awesome. So, alright, guys. We're going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for the donations and chatting. You guys are amazing. I love you guys, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow.